This morning, we have woken up to the news that there were pagers explosions across Lebanon. Pagers are small portable communication devices which receives messages over radio frequency signal. Some pagers, you receive message, you don't respond, you go looking for public during that time when they were being used. You look for a public mobile, not mobile. You look for a public telephone booth. You make a call back to the send of the message. Other pagers, you could respond to a message. So it's like a mobile phone, but it only receives messages. They were mostly used by doctors, journalists, technicians, and managers. So now, this is what a pager looks like. So with this pager, you could send messages. It is a raw tech way of communication. You could receive messages and send messages using radio frequency. So it was not easy for people to pick up your location. That is why they are favored, and they are being used by Hezbollah in Lebanon. So the Israel agency called Mossad planted some explosives in these pagers, and then they exploded at the same time at around 3:30 p.m. across Lebanon, killing 8 people and over 3,000 people injured. Mostly media houses have reported that these were mostly members of Hezbollah, which is classified as a terrorist group and works from Lebanon. So the people who have been killed or injured were mostly Hezbollah operatives. These pagers were mostly used before mobile phones. They disappeared in late 90s when mobile phones took over. So previously, before we had mobile phones, people used to communicate using this technology called pagers. Currently, the pagers are made by called Apollo. So thousands of pagers exploded across Lebanon, killing 9 and 3,000 wounded. The explosives were planted in these pagers. They simultaneously exploded at 3:30 p.m. So they are suspected to have been planted by Mossad in over 5,000 devices, which were ordered by that terror organization. Let me take you somewhere here so that we can get to know more how the pagers work. So this is Wikipedia. We just sample out. Pager is a wireless telecommunication device. It was invented by Alfred Gross, 1949. That is 75 years ago. The pager is known as a beeper or a preeper. It's a wireless telecommunication that receives and displays alphanumeric or voice messages. One-way pagers can only receive messages. There is one-way pagers which can only receive messages, while the response pagers and the two-way pagers can also acknowledge, reply, and originate messages using internal transmitter. In Japanese, it is commonly called pocket bell. I think because it beeps, it's like a bell, of course. So pagers operate as part of paging system, which includes one or more fixed transmitters. Sometimes they are carried by mobile users. These systems can range from a restaurant system with a single low power transmitter to a nationwide system with thousands of high power based stations. Pagers were developed in 1950s and 1960s and became widely used in the 1980s through the late 1990s and early 2000s. Later, in 21st century, the widespread availability of cell phones and smartphones with text messaging capability has greatly diminished pager industry. Nevertheless, pagers continue to be used by some emergency services and public safety personnel because modern pager systems coverage overlap combined with use of satellite communications can make patching systems more reliable than terrestrial-based cellular networks. In some cases, the leader of Hezbollah has said that this is the biggest security breach which has happened for Hezbollah in Lebanon. So that is what has happened this morning. The explosions of pagers across Lebanon, which has really injured so many members of Hezbollah. Israel has not responded, but that is what it is. Thank you very much for tuning in to Kerosi TV. If you are new here, feel most welcome. And also subscribe. Click on the bell-shaped button, which is right below, so that every time we publish new content, you are among the first people to get notifications. Thank you. See you in the next episode.